Yo, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to the first episode on the channel, Your Weekly Duo. I'm joined by Miles. How you doing, mate?
I'm good, thanks, mate. How you doing?
My name is Adam, and welcome to the show. This is going to be a weekly podcast where we discuss sports, any topics in the comment section or on our Twitter that you suggest, any subjects, and we'll discuss them in our weekly podcast on a Sunday at 6 p.m. UK time. So, in this first episode, we are going to discuss in football, soccer, VAR, and Miles himself is a referee on a weekend. So we're going to discuss to Miles what he thinks about VAR, what should be introduced or whether it be scrapped. So, what do you think, Miles? First off, like the pros and cons of VAR, mate.
Well, first of all, mate, the thing is, with VAR, in the World Cup, it came across as such a brilliant thing. It was implemented so well and was working so well in the World Cup. But as soon as it's come in the Premier League, people are starting to think, is this right? And are the decisions being made correct? And that's what VAR is about. But there's so many different decisions that have happened in the Premier League so far that just make us think, okay, if there was no VAR there, what would have happened? They might have given the goal. There's been so many examples so far in the Premier League with these kind of things. We've got 3 that are going to come up throughout the podcast that we will show you guys. And yeah, we'll just share our opinions. As myself as a referee, also, I can tell you my opinion. I do referee on a Sunday, which kind of smaller kids, which is kind of easier. No, it doesn't really kick off as much as it does with the higher levels. But yeah, it's exciting. So I will give you my opinion on these kind of cases of VAR. So, but also, Adam, as a fan of football, not as a referee, just watching football, what are your thoughts on some of the decisions that have happened so far in the Premiership?
I mean, it's just the VAR has come in to help the referee. You could say a case is in the referee doesn't need to be there.
Yeah,
he's a waste of time. But they've come in meant to help the referee make these decisions that he can't make or he hasn't seen properly, and it's just they're not getting. They've got the cameras, all the angles, all the slow mo, and they can't get it right.
No, yeah,
they can't get it right. So the good things with VAR is that offsides, well, most offsides, you can tell. Even if I think even if it's a millimeter, by the rules, if you're in front of the defender or behind the defender, sorry, as the ball is kicked, you're offside. That is what the rule is. Fair enough. If you're a millimeter over the line, over the past the defender, it's still offside. That's what I think, anyway.
Yeah.
I think they should change the rule of offside. I think if you're offside with your foot and you've scored with your foot, you're offside. Say if you're offside with your foot and you've scored with your head, I reckon that should be a goal.
Yeah.
Also, people have been saying, like, if you're, what have they saying? If you're, you have to be completely in front of the defender to be onside. That's what the rule used to be before the Premier League.
Yeah.
And they changed it to where you're level for the defender. But I don't know. What do you think?
Well, yeah, there's been changes, but what I want to say is about the World Cup and about the Premiership is, I think they've been implemented in 2 completely different ways. And I think in the World Cup, it's the fact that the referee went and saw the play again himself and saw replays of what happened and could make the decision himself. Now, in the Premiership, yes, the referee can do that, but we haven't really seen that a lot. We've only seen that once off my head that I can just think of, and that was against Arsenal and Crystal Palace at Selhurst Park, and that was the disgraceful challenge on Milivojevic. Yes, 100% a red card. Yeah, completely agree with that. Now, I think there's been a lot of decisions like that the referee himself should take the time to go over and look at the replays and make the decision himself. Because at the end of the day, it is all down to the referee. He's got linesmen that are supporting him down the lines, but they can't tell exactly what's offside and what is onside. It's impossible for him. instinct. It's just completely impossible. Now this is where, talking of cameras down each line is could be implemented, but VAR, there's just things going wrong, and we keep on seeing it week in, week out in the Premiership. We've got so many examples of wrong decisions made. Are they right? Are they wrong? Referees have different opinions to fans. It's just, I don't know. There's something wrong with VAR in the Premiership, and it was going so well in the World Cup.
What I think is, in the Premier League, the people, the 3 or 4 refs that are in the VAR studio, whatever it's called, wherever they are, I think they're too scared to overrule the referee.
Yeah,
I agree. The time. And so even there was a few games last weekend, or it might have been one game, where it was a corner and should have been goal kick. He should go in VAR. No, ref, Michael Oliver. Michael, that was a goal kick, mate. Okay,
yeah, I agree.
Okay,
yeah.
We'll change it. It only takes 10 seconds, but no, they're just too scared. I think. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why they do that, but.
So on the topic of offsides, are we alright to just have a look against Tottenham? Are we alright to have a look at that?
Which game? Which one?
The Norwich versus Spurs, so the Timo Pukki.
Right. Okay. Right. So we should be showing the Pukki offside goal. Yeah. The Pukki did score this over the top ball, and Pukki did score, and they gave it as offside. And I think he's level with it's either Alderweireld or Vertonghen. I think he's level. What do you think?
Yeah. Well, do you know what? It's this line. Is this line completely 100% correct? Is this level of the players? You can see either Vertonghen or Alderweireld, his leg coming across slightly, but Pukki coming across with his arm. But then again, you can't score with your arm, and that is another rule. You can't be offside with a part of your body that you can't score with.
Exactly.
It's pointless, and I just don't get how they can rule these things out.
And people have been offside with an armpit. Like how can you make someone offside with an armpit? It's just ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. And at the end of the day, also a big point of VAR is it spoils fun for fans. Now, as a football fan myself and as a referee, I know VAR sometimes can come in and do the right thing and make the right decisions. But as a football fan at a game, it slows the game down. It ruins the atmospheres as well. What we've got in football, what we've got in the English Premier League, at every single stadium in the Premiership, wherever you are, if you're at Norwich, Carrow Road, if you're at Selhurst Park, anywhere, Anfield, Goodison Park, Old Trafford, everywhere, there is a fantastic atmosphere. VAR's come in and it's just making fans moan because decisions are going wrong, decisions given that never used to be given, rules that are kind of being made up. That's how it comes across to the fans. So there's just so many things wrong with VAR. But there's so many pros and cons for it in the Premiership. But looking back at the World Cup again, it's just like it was just going so well, and how it was
quick, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quick, and we thought, okay, this is going to be implemented now into the Premiership. It's going to be a great thing. It's going to help out teams. It's going to be fair. That's the main thing, and it's just come across as there's so many problems with it, and
I think there was always going to be problems. To be honest, I think it's never going to be perfect. The thing is, with goal line technology, that's factual. It's perfect. No complaints.
Yeah.
Thing is, this is not a machine making the decisions. This is human beings with a decision and an opinion.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Everyone's gonna. Thing is, with Van Dijk on De Gea, the ref said it was not a foul, but clearly it said it was a foul, but it wasn't. It was not a foul at all.
No, I don't think it was a foul. To be completely honest, if you watch the replay of that, we can't show you the replay obviously due to copyright issues. But if you do watch the replay of that, you can clearly see De Gea went for the ball. Van Dijk was looking clearly at the ball and was going to head the ball, but De Gea got scrambled, put it down. For me, a fantastic finish. But that goal should have stood, and it didn't stand. And that's VAR. Is it again people scared who's running VAR to allow that because it could cause so much debate on that goal? But there's just I'm not sure how they can sort this out. Like with human instinct, linesmen, they can't, humans themselves, call an offside decision 100%. They can't. It's 100% impossible. So, yeah.
So, as a referee, Miles, do you think you should stick with VAR and tweak it a little bit, or are you at VAR out? You want it gone for the Premier League?
Well, I don't want to say completely VAR out, because we have seen so many times that VAR has caused, decisions that have been, yes, 100% offside that linesmen couldn't have seen. But again, there's so many problems with VAR that are disallowing goals that should have been goals. And I'm saying they should work on VAR and maybe other methods to, to help the Premiership and to make it certain that it is an offside, because we're seeing so many decisions made that are just wrong, and it's hard. It's actually quite upsetting for football fans to see, because it's ruining the beautiful game. That's what people are saying.
It's taking away goals, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
It's taking away goals. But what I don't understand is it's happened once in the Premier League this season so far, and Michael Oliver has gone to the side monitor to look at a decision, and that was the one where Aubameyang came into, was it Milivojevic? I can't say his name. Milivojevic. And he got it right. And I just don't get why the referees just don't go and look at themselves. Even in the people in the VAR studio go, right, Michael, you just go and have a look at yourself, mate. We can't make the decision. You're the man on the pitch. You go and look at the side, make the decision. I just don't get it. Why they just every other competition, Champions League, World Cup, they all went to the side monitor.
Yeah, and as a referee myself, that's where I think the main problem is in the Premiership is they're not making that decision themselves. That's what the referee's job is. The referee's job is to make sure the game is being played fairly, no decisions being wrong, and that's why they need to have a look at what is going on. Fair enough, Michael Oliver went to see what happened with the Aubameyang and Milivojevic challenge, which, gave a red card. Brilliant. Now, would a VAR given them a red card? I'm not sure on that. So that's why the referee, I think, needs to go and see the replays of what has happened in the game. I think that is a need and a must, what should happen in a Premiership game, 100%.
100%. Right, we're gonna have a look at the Sheffield offside versus Spurs. What do you think of this one, Miles?
Was it Ollie McBurney? Was it?
No, Sheffield offside where Lundstrom. I think it was Lundstrom. His toe was offside.
Oh yeah, again, it's offside, isn't it? I mean, it's the VAR causing it again, but
what I think.
Football fan yourself, what's your opinion on it?
It looks like his toe is onside or slightly offside, but you can't determine from how far away the camera is, and it's quite fuzzy. You can't determine off a bit of fuzz that his toe is offside. You can't.
Yeah. No.
You can't. You can't do that.
Yeah.
And
it's a matter, as you said, it's a matter of millimeters.
Yeah. Well, if it's millimeters, it's millimeters, but you've got to get it right. If it's millimeters, you can't just determine that it looks. It's because it's fuzzy. His toe is going to look longer because it is fuzzy when he probably actually isn't.
Yeah, it's not clear.
It's not. Thing. Yeah, exactly that. It's not clear.
They see all the replays. It's not clear. They can't make it clear. There's just so many problems with VAR in the Premiership that we didn't see in the World Cup.
Yeah. Because
it's been implemented differently.
Yeah. I think they're a lot quicker. Right, we'll have a look at the Bobby Firmino offside as well.
Aston Villa.
Against Aston Villa. It should be on the screen now. The one thing they got wrong with this, if you look at it, he does look offside, yes.
Yeah.
But that red dotted line is not straight.
No.
So that means if you straighten that, he is on line with Tyrone Mings' leg.
Well, if you look at that Tyrone Mings' leg, this is what, again, the lines aren't 100% accurate, and they can't make it accurate plays like this. They need something along the line that can take pictures of it, that can put a line across, that is visible, 100% clear on replays that the referees can see themselves. Go to watch the replay and say, yes, that is an offside.
Yeah.
Not, need VAR to talk to them and say, oh, is it going to be, are we going to cut it? I don't know. But I think, to be completely honest here, I think Firmino is onside there. And I'm going to say that because looking from a different angle at this image, you can see his leg, his knee. Is he playing it on? Is he playing him on? And do you know what? It actually does look like it is playing him on. Now, anyway, Liverpool went on to win this game anyway, but that's no reason for it. This it's just any game that it can happen. If it's bottom of the table versus top of the table, it can make such a massive impact. And again, it's just they need to make it accurate. That's what I've got to say. They just need to make this accurate.
It's by getting it accurate. If you're talking about offsides, I feel like having cameras all around the pitch, maybe a couple of feet between them, and to have take constant pictures of the match. And if it's low, like maybe say 3 foot, 2 foot above ground level, you can determine more accurately and it's more closer, it's more visible to determine whether it's straight, whether it's offside, instead of like a fuzzy toe, whether he is actually onside or offside by a body part, which body part on his body. So I think having cameras all around the pitch is a must, really, to make offsides more accurate.
Mm.
So should we go to the Pookie? I know we've done the Pookie, haven't we? Go to the McBurney handball against Man U.
Yeah. This is just insane.
So, Miles, as a referee, would you give that as handball?
Well, this is another one. Okay, they need an accurate camera that they can see 360 around the whole ball and around where it is. From that angle, personally, I don't think that's handball. Now, football fans may have a different opinion, but as a referee, I personally would allow a player to carry it on there. See,
thing is, they only show one angle.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. They need a camera all around the stadium that they can see all different angles from, 360 around the ball, where it's being played, where it's is it on that shoulder there? Is it, or is it just underneath his arm? Then it is potential handball.
But what is your opinion? Do you think that's handball?
No. Personally, no. I don't think that's handball.
Thing is, I think it is.
Okay,
I think it's hit his shoulder very slightly, but I think most of the ball is the top of his arm. Yeah. From that angle, you need multiple angles, which they never show. But from that angle, I think it's hit the top of his arm, which is not his shoulder. That's what I think, anyway.
Okay.
That's what I think.
And that's why, again, that's why we need to see all different angles so we can certainly make 100% decision that is either a handball or not a handball.
Yeah.
And that is a massive problem. Yeah.
Exactly. So, the pros of VAR, I think, well, going to pros and sticking with it. If we got rid of VAR, everyone would want it back. So people saying VAR out. If we got rid of VAR in the Premier League, VAR, everyone would want it back. So I feel like it's a bittersweet thing because it's kind of ruining football, but it's also, you've got to think of the decisions that have been. You're like, fair enough, you've got this one right. This is how it should be.
Yeah,
we're glad that it's in, but I think it's having a more negative impact into the fans and the players and the whole football community than a positive. Yeah, instead of a positive impact, which it's meant to be. Even the players on the pitch don't know what's going on. So even if you get the referee mic'd up to the speakers of the stadium and you can hear what the ref's saying, what the people in VAR are saying, so all the crowd know, all the players know what is going on, because they just don't have a clue while you're at the game. It's different when you're on telly, because they all tell you, but when you're actually at the game as a fan, a player, you don't know what's going on. The ref
it's just so hard, you know.
Yeah.
They haven't got so many angles for it. It's just it's not.
It's a mess.
Just so hard to make a decision. Yeah, as you've said, it's a mess. That's the way to describe it, a mess. Sometimes,
like the Sterling tackle on Dele Alli last week, a lot of people were saying it's a red card, but I think it was a yellow. See, but this is where people go, "Oh, VAR's out," but sometimes it's literally just a matter of opinion.
And that is why it should be down to the referee, and that's why, again, going back to what we said earlier on about the referee himself watching the replay, which happened in the World Cup, which, brilliant, worked. Perfect. Not happening, not working well in the Premiership, because they're just not doing it.
Yeah.
For a weird reason. They're able to do it. They're allowed to do it. They're just not doing it. And we've not been told why they're not doing it.
And I think pundits aren't saying... I think they're scared of saying it, but pundits, as I was talking about before, I think pundits are scared of saying that. I think pundits are scared of saying that people in the VAR are scared of overruling the referee. I think pundits always, they have a lot to say, but they're still backing the referee. And I hate the way commentators do it as well. Commentators always back the referee.
Yeah.
Always. They always go, "Oh, he might be slightly onside there," when you can clearly see that he's off. And stuff like that. And then they even go to VAR and then it is offside. So I feel like it's not just the people in VAR that's sticking up for the ref. I think it's pundits, commentators. I think it's all of them.
And we see that I've seen that many times in the Champions League as well. The commentator can say, "Yeah, that's definitely a foul." The referee, because of VAR, won't give a foul. No. And they'll say, "Yeah, right decision," and they change just like that. And that is another problem. The pundits are getting involved with things like this, and again, it's down to the referee. And there's not actually that many problems with VAR in the Champions League. Do you agree with that?
There's not. It's only the Premier League that has a problem. I mean, I think it's the Australian League. You can actually hear the ref.
Yeah,
it happens in rugby as well. You can hear the ref if you're watching it on TV. You can listen to the referees' conversations with the players, with the linesmen or lineswomen, whatever. So I feel like adding that could be a thing, but I think with all the swearing and stuff like that, I don't think it'll be. There's a lot. Everyone swears, don't they?
Yeah. So
I don't think that'll be good. So to conclude on this, first episode of VAR, with yourself, Miles, as a referee, overall VAR in out. What are you thinking?
Well, it's hard to answer this question because we've seen it for just a matter of months in the Premiership.
You've got to give it time.
You've got to give it time. That's correct, yeah. And we need to give it time. We need to see development though in VAR in the Premiership. That's the main factor of what we need to see with VAR in the Premiership. And how they do it, I don't know. I don't know personally how they will change it. They need to find a way to change it, because at the moment, if it continues, this is just causing too much grief in a football game. This is just it's ruining football atmosphere. And again, as I've seen so many times, it is currently ruining the beautiful game.
Yeah. Right. So thank you, Miles.
Cheers, mate,
for giving your opinion as a referee. We'll be back next week, next Sunday at 6 p.m.
Sunday, 6 p.m.
Be there. if you want us to talk about any subjects, mainly sport, but if it's about anything else, leave it down in the comments down below, or our socials are down in the description. So go follow them if you want to message us on there, or comment on one of our tweets or anything like that about subjects you want us to talk about in the next episode. So I've been Son of Kenner and Miles.
I've been Miles HD.
Yeah, and we'll catch you next time. See you later, guys.
See you later, boys. Peace.